Oh yeah, lots of time. All right, good. All right, we can connect this with this one. See, look how much clearer this is. Your phone's so small, Jenny. Got another. We got another video on her phone, so she'll just send me the link, and then we'll put it up on playlists. That's my idea for this. What? Look at you got. She got super small hands. This is great. She got super small hands. Look how small her hands are.
And then look at yours. Like, open yours up. Like, oh God. Like, literally,
Yeah.
those mammoth hands. And you're talking about my phone is small. No, it's perfect for me. Maybe you got like large fingers or something.
I just got
You thought of that?
a bunch of big stuff on me. That's all. It's all large, you know.
No comment. Oh, what?
All right, so you should pick the video. Let's do another David Icke video.
Oh, okay.
I'll go back. Put up David Icke and well, yeah, on the reel.
You want me to pick it?
Mhm.
I don't know what I'm looking
Go
at.
over.
I don't know this dude. I don't know who he is.
I'll just tell you to pick.
I don't know what it's about.
Take a go to the one we just did. Okay.
That's weird. His hands. That's weird.
This one right here. We're gonna go.
Musk and freedom of speech.
Totally out of my comfort
Hello.
zone.
In this course,
We'll go to the beginning.
I was challenged, I was
Can we
held
watch
accountable.
So repeat it and then
You mentioned a few politicians, and I want to get your thoughts on Rishi Sunak here, who's running the UK now.
Elon
and,
Musk buying
very short
Twitter
trust
and
on
freedom
it,
of
as
speech.
well as what's happening in America with Trump announcing and Ron DeSantis. But before we get to that, Elon Musk has recently taken over Twitter to make it the bastion of free speech in his mind.
Has he? All right.
And I want to get your thoughts here, because you might even give you your account back. What do you make of Elon Musk taking over Twitter? And
yeah, he's been banned
from,
for a while.
you know, the outside looking in, it looks like
got
he's
banned
giving
too,
back
me too.
a lot of free speech elements that were
This is
taken
actually
away
on
by
his
the
website.
Googles
For
and
telling
things.
truthies?
Well,
Yeah.
by their
Got
actions,
banned for
show
telling the truth.
you
It's
know
supposed
them.
to.
First of all,
been happening. Whistleblowers.
my son Gareth appealed as soon as he took over, just to test it out. Appealed to have my account restored, which was taken down in the spring of 2020 because
When everything was
I
taken
told
down.
the truth about COVID.
That's when your Facebook was taken
Yeah,
out.
the whole
Your YouTube
bloody
was
lot.
taken down. Yeah.
Anyway, and someone said to him, well, that might take a little while, so why don't you just start a new account? So he did. And apparently
Trying to
he
see if
put
you can see it in the
just hello
background on the mirror, but
and
you
it
can't.
got 20,000
Anyway.
responses, so he tells me. And it lasted about 12 hours, I think.
That'd be cool if you
Which
could see his
took it down.
reflection right here.
And
That'd
then
be neat.
eventually, it was about a week ago now, so,
I gotta be taller.
Twitter responded to the application to have my original account restored, and they said no. Musk was asked on Twitter if he would restore Alex Jones, and he said no.
I wouldn't have.
Now, there's
either.
something going
No.
on
These
here,
little radicals.
and
No.
it's very
But
important
that's what happens when,
when
you
you're
consume
looking at the
conspiracy
world
theories all day and
not
night.
to
Yeah.
judge
Going
everything in
nuts.
the moment, because you
He's
can
trying
get
to change
scammed.
things that are unchangeable.
You sit back and you see how it plays out, but there's certain things. These are some questions that I have about Elon Musk. Let's look again. Know the outcome, and you'll see the journey. One element of the cult agenda is to get rid of petrol and diesel cars. They're not least through the manipulation of the price of energy, but they're actually doing it by law now, and bring in electric vehicles. Now, two things to that. One, three things to that. One, electric vehicles are environmental disasters in terms of their batteries and everything, and where the materials come from, and what people in Africa suffer, even little kids, mining for the stuff. And two, if you're going to have computer controlled cars, they can't be petrol or diesel, they've got to be electric. And the reason you want autonomous driverless vehicles run by a computer is because the computer then decides where you can go and where you can't. If the computer in the car is programmed that you can't go here and you can't go there, that car will not take you there. So it's all about control. And by the way, what they're doing in Britain for people around the world is what we have on our motorways, the American commercial freeways, are, or have been up to this point, is the running lanes where people travel really fast. And on the left-hand side, you have the emergency lane, or what's known in Britain as the hard shoulder. And if you break down in the running lanes, you get out of the running lane, so you're not smacked from behind, and you get onto the hard shoulder. What they're doing is creating something called smart motorways, which are stupid, but there's method in the madness. They are taking out the emergency lane and making it a running lane. And quite a lot of people already have died because they've broken down in the running lane that was the hard shoulder, and they've been hit behind by a truck or something. So why are they doing it? It's madness, it's dangerous, yes it is, but what they're doing is they're preparing the motorway system for autonomous cars. That's what it's about. And the
autonomous
third
cars
point about electric vehicles is they're not meant to replace all the
interesting
diesel and petrol vehicles, because they're too bloody expensive for a start. Most people can't afford it. The idea is you get rid of petrol and diesel vehicles and you get people out of car ownership, and that's great because it saves the world from climate change and that nasty gas of life, carbon dioxide. And so you limit their ability to move and travel. This is a major element of the Great Reset.
Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy.
He's
I
an
told
observer.
you my 4-week
Yeah,
crypto
he pays
bootcamp is amazing.
I
But
like
don't take my
people
word
like
for
that.
it.
I'm an
This is what my
observer
students
myself.
were saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me
He's been saying this
taking
for like
it
30
zone.
In this
years.
course, I was challenged, I was held accountable,
it's
and
quite
pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're
Is Elon Musk pushing the occult
Going back to
agenda?
Musk, who is one of the predominant people driving the driverless
That's what the
car,
title is.
electric vehicle agenda? Elon Musk. What else is he doing? Oh yeah, the plan
He does it
is
after
to,
Tesla.
and it's already
First.
happening, to create what I called decades ago a technologically generated electromagnetic field that encompasses the Earth. And they call that now the smart grid. And the idea is to create what these insiders call, when they're selling it, the cloud, where every inch of the planet is covered by this technologically generated electromagnetic field.
That's what spirit looks like.
We could go further with that and how
Not
they
the
are
intention,
seeking
but
to
this
connect the
is
humans
what's
and the
coming
human
off the
brain
energy
to
of it.
that field. So
It
it
has like
becomes a
designs and
technologically
geometry within
generated
the energy,
sub-reality.
which could be,
So,
which have
okay,
magnetic.
how do you
math? You have math
hit every inch of the planet
for geometry and
with
stuff
this
like that.
electromagnetic field?
It's all built
5G,
into the spirit, it's
6G,
all
and 7G to come.
It's all
Well, you
understanding.
can't do it with towers. You can do it in communities with towers. You can't cover every inch of the planet with towers. Well, you've got to do it from space. So what they're doing is putting thousands of thousands. They've already got permission for tens of thousands, though permission's not a problem because the cult owns the regulatory agencies, of low orbit satellites firing 5G and 6G, 7G to come at the Earth, so that people, this is the excuse, people in the Sahara Desert, for instance, can get access to CNN. and Google, right? But it's not for that at all. It's to create this electromagnetic, technologically generated sub-reality that's meant to impact upon our minds and perceptions. So who is leading the rush to put tens of thousands of low orbit satellites to fire this stuff at the Earth and every inch of the Earth? Elon Musk. Then Musk comes out a few years ago now and said that AI could be the end of humanity. And I've been pointing that out for a very, very long time, long before he did. But that's the idea, that humanity as we know it is no more. And so what you going to do, Mr. Musk, about AI being connected to the human brain, which you say could be the end of humanity, or certainly as we know it? Well, what I'm going to do, says Elon Musk, is I'm going to start a company called Neuralink, and I'm going to connect the human brain to computers. And he's just announced this week that he's confident that very soon they're going to be able to start human trials. So then there's another agenda, which I've been writing about for a long time,
The hell are you talking about?
which
Human
is
trials?
to force people
What?
into
The hell is he talking
micro
about?
homes. These are going up all over the world.
Human trials. like-
Human
They
trials.
are
of
very,
connecting
very
the computer to
small,
the
very
brain.
tiny.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, but how do you have
Schwarzenegger?
human trials? Well, you have a brain that's you got your human, you got your brain connected to the AI, but then he goes, oh, they're having human trials, so I guess they're having humans do it.
He's having human trials of AI connecting to the brain. Exactly what he said.
Okay.
Total
Why-
recall.
So why do you think that's happening?
I don't know, but
So here's what I feel like. Elon is trying to get a pattern of behavior, a pattern of thought, which will turn into a behavior. He's trying to manipulate it and maybe
he's trying to pull a total recall.
generate the right thoughts and behaviors so you can have the right behaviors. Total Recall. I don't know what that movie is. Is that a movie?
You haven't seen Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Oh my god. Okay, so essentially.
Yes, I have, Jenny. I'm just messing with you, but I
Oh.
don't really remember completely what's going
Well,
on.
he essentially
what's going on in the movie.
he wanted just like a vacation from his life.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
he went to
remember
this
that
certain place where they hooked up to his brain and they made him believe that his life was this one life.
Okay, so like a different person, different life, or just
Same person, different life.
Okay.
Different everything. Everybody was trying to kill him, things like that. You know how action movies go.
Right.
But if they would have put it towards a sci-fi point of view, which I have not encountered a movie like that yet because I'm very like small with my movies, very picky. If they would have put it at least, it is sci-fi, but if they would have put it more towards sci-fi, not more towards the action of the sci-fi, I think they would have came out with something super, super, super great because they actually integrated whatever the fuck that thing was on his head into his brain to make him feel as if he was living a different life of his own, but in fact he wasn't, because when that thing came off, I mean, if I remember correctly, please don't quote me because I haven't seen this in my fucking forever.
Yeah, me either. I'm trying to remember.
Everything comes back to normal. It's
Normal.
almost like the metaverse that Facebook has.
Okay.
People, they try to live their entire lives on there. Like they wake up with their VRs on. They wake up in the metaverse. They're fucking next door neighbors with Eminem and Snoop Dogg and shit. But when you take that off your whole perception of reality is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want that metaverse to be your reality, it can be your reality. Ultimately,
Right.
it's gonna drive
Sure.
you crazy because reality is reality.
Yeah, it's not real reality. It's,
It's
not
not
the one you're
real,
supposed to be
real reality.
paying attention to
Mm-mm.
and being involved with.
But people do that, and that's what
Right.
I think where
My
he's
brother
trying
does
to
it.
get at right here is with the whole plug it into the brain is to get the conscious mind to come out and compute with something. I don't even fucking know. They want something from the brain, obviously, to try to connect something. Maybe to see if we can actually put like an actual consciousness soul into an AI, which is very dangerous. If I do say so myself, because if you put an actual conscious emotions, all that stuff into an AI is already smarter than plenty of us. Okay, could figure out ways.
No, it's not. It's just been programmed to be a certain way, and
For
so
now.
it stays like that.
For now.
But it stays like that, and so.
Do you not read?
Huh?
Do you not read? Do you not watch science fiction movies? Have you not seen freaking Will Smith and what is it?
Right,
AI?
but that's why they're doing the testing. That's what I'm saying, so they can have more advanced understanding from human to AI, so they can it's like collating information, collecting. I said the British term for collecting. Anyway. But so they can get information, so they can it's almost like trying to duplicate the human, but what they want, the thoughts, what they want. That's what MK Ultra
They
is.
want to compute it the way they want to compute it as I want to say the new age slave.
Okay, I mean that makes total sense. New age, I mean 100%. It's almost like a synthetic AI body that has no spirit, but barely you. It wants to put your own. It wants to put its own understanding inside you, so you can just run
iRobot. I said AI.
iRobot. Yeah.
iRobot. That's what
iRobot,
it's called.
for sure.
iRobot. It has a whole iRobot vibe to it, and I'm not liking it because Sonny was the one.
So
Sonny was the one who broke every fucking law. Okay, but his master intended him to break all the laws. But because his master intended him to break all the laws, he had gathered the rest of them.
right. So what's making his intentions, which is a spirit, by the way, what's making it break from the programming, from the regular AI programming, is from the human beings.
Sucking
by
up
the way.
information. Sucking up every fucking piece of information he could possibly gather from. It would probably work like
Yeah, I mean,
the
yeah,
fifth
for sure.
element. When the fifth element, when Lilu was looking at the computer or the TV and she was seeing war, death, all this stuff, yada yada yada. It was downloading into her brain. When she was watching TV, that's how she learned how to speak English. Oh, you learned English now? Yeah, me Lilu. Yeah, what's cracking, dude?
Right.
Multipass, bitch. What's cracking? Yeah. That's how AI is gonna work, because it's gonna pick up every bird chirp, every cricket, every conversation, even if it has nothing to do with it. It's gonna pick it up, just like Lilu did. And I think
Right. I'm
that's
gonna change my name. I'm gonna change my playlist name to J&J Audio Video 1, 2.
okay.
J&J. I like that. Jenny and Justin. Jenny and Justin, whatever. I interrupted you, Jenny. I
You
apologize.
did. That's a ding-a-ling to it, doesn't it? A little ring to it. But yeah, that's how essentially they're separate movies, but they collide so well together.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, just me, it makes sense. You start with the AI, yada yada yada, but how's the AI learn? The same way that Lilu did whenever she came about. They brought her back from the temple.
Hey, so I need to eat and another beer.
Do you want me to put like the whole pizza in like the oven in the cheese?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Okay, I gotta preheat the oven.
So Bud Light, these fools. I tell you what, well, not fools.
Oh, here.
Transgenders deal. Look at you.
I'm right here. I'm right here. This one. I was waiting for you to say something about this. Let me hear you.
Dylan Mulvaney.
I don't even know who's on the bottom. I know
It's
it's a chick dude.
It's a dude. It's a dude that's trying to be a girl, and you can tell that it's a guy. Okay, now the transgender movement is huge, right? So here's what I think. I think what Bud Light is doing is trying to make money and looking at the future and what's popular, the trends and stuff like that. And so they see transgenderism as a popular movement. And in my opinion, I don't think they're taking it super seriously. But transgenderism is quite interesting to me. I have a different opinion now than when I first started. Well, I mean, Joanna's cool, but
But do you get a different perspective because of Joanna? Because Joanna's awesome. She's great.
yeah, Joanna is a great girl. It's actually Joanna is she's transgender. She's a man and transitioned to a woman, and she's like 6'6".
Fabulous, by the way.
Yeah, she's like 6'6". She's really tall. Her name's Joanna. She's pretty neat. She's smart as shit. If you actually start talking to her, like holy
Yes.
shit, she's extremely smart.
She's so sweet too.
You know, and she could chat with you about all the stuff that we're talking about.
And do you see how we are using the appropriate term for her? Rather than calling her a him, we are actually respecting the boundaries and calling her because she wants to be called a her.
Right, she's a good woman. She identifies as a woman. So anyway, she works at FedEx. That's where I work. We're all working FedEx workers at some point in our lives. She used to work there. She got hurt. It's crazy. This whole life's nuts, Jenny. Your life is nuts. My life's nuts. Your life's nuts. Whoa.
I'm so sorry.
What was that?
Kittens.
Oh,
She was right underneath my feet and I stepped on her. I'm so sorry. Oh my
here you
God.
go. You want to give me another one, Jenny?
I'm so sorry, kittens.
She fell and broke her back. She
No,
fell
I
on-
stepped on her tail.
No, at FedEx. She fell and broke her back, and
Oh, me.
now she broke her. What was it? TR4.
No, T1. I fractured my T6, 7, and 8.
Fractured her T6, 7, and 8. So right where the spine connects, it goes out. T7 and 8 cracked. She fell backwards into the belly, which was about like, I don't know. It could be 7 feet, 6 feet my height. I'm 6 foot, so pretty crazy. The labor force has changed dramatically. It's unbelievable. There's no standards, so there's no reason to try, I guess. Idiots.
Ooh, a little bit chilly.
It doesn't make any sense. Not to have a standard. Most people here in the human race, they'll go from here to like way over here. They don't go from here to here to here to here. They go from here to here. You know, and their understanding of things, it's like a whole different swing of understanding. Now I'm gonna be like this, I'm gonna be like this. You know, they don't do a balance. They're never balanced about anything. That's because the programming on the planet. They don't want you to be balanced. the secret government that runs through everything, businesses, certain businesses, military complex.
I'm so over.
Y'all need to go metaphysical. You know?
It was cold.
The transgender movement. So, Dylan Mulvaney character with the Bud Light. Now look, if you want to be a guy transitioning to a girl or a girl transitioning to a guy, I'm all for it. 100%. Go ahead and do it. Right? But, you know, don't act like your position is better than just a regular, like a male perspective or just a regular female perspective position. You just see what I'm saying? Stop acting like it's better than the male or female, solely the male and female perspective. That's what I feel is going on. Anytime I try to talk to somebody that's transgender, even with Joanna, I was trying to talk to her about, like, you know, people trying to talk about the transgender movement. She got all weird and said, no, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. She got all defensive, and I'm like, if you can't even talk about it, you know, then there's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's just early days, early stages for the transgender movement. It's starting to grow, right? But at the same time, you need to understand what's going on within you. You know, you understand that you have a male and female perspective, which is great. But I find a lot of male and female transgender people that try to be male or female or male is very arrogant. Sort of. They think they know best, you know what I mean? Which is, I got a male and female perspective, which, you know, spirit is male and female at the same time, you know, and like an essential with angel energy, the angel energy makes it female and male.
That's spirit, though.
But what I'm saying is, right, but the consciousness is a programmed spirit. It's all spirit at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just heavily involved with 3D experience, like I said, but
Elon Musk.
Because I'm right.
So when I look at Elon Musk, I look at actions, not words, and I see that he, in his companies he fronts up, SpaceX, the satellites, Tesla, the cars and the homes, and Neuralink, he is ticking and pushing and promoting and driving major elements of this cult agenda that I've been exposing for decades.
Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you, my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal. And I can't believe
the British are like
already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
people that they're like little, they're like teenagers that never learn. They just like quit learning the language at like 8, 9 years old. Like they got lazy at learning the language. It's like, oh, blah, yeah,
Well, they got their J.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Rio.
And they also do what my mom does.
Together an amazing course like this.
Instead of using the A at the end, they use the ER. Instead of Rita, it's Reader. And I'm like, why do y'all say it like that? It's Rita. Where's Rita at? Wait, what's the wait. Yeah, I love my read. I would like to find out.
You should bring it in the car, might be in the car.
The one I just brought it in. Like I just literally, did I just have it? Yes, right here. Dave was laying on it. I'm so sorry.
Jeez.
What?
Jenny, Benny, Jenny. Jenny, Benny, Winnie, Jenny.
We'll fight about it?
Jenny, Benny, Jenny. Fight about what?
I
You'll
don't know.
lose every time.
What?
Alright, let's watch some more David Icke, and then we'll do something else.
Wee woo. I'm so sorry I stepped on you. I didn't mean to. I promise. I did not know you were underneath me like that. It's listening to us.
How to tap into higher levels of awareness.
By listening to us through our phones. Because
And every child is born into this world at that higher state of consciousness. It's just they're indoctrinated into this,
and you used
to call it postal stamp mentality, with all of these rules and all these things, and then they become the perfect little piece of our organization. Like you said, it's not like we have to get there. We're already there.
We're already there.
And then when I'm saying the title, I'm gonna put the title
Giving our power away. We've been convinced we're something else, but we're there.
So
We
the
are in
reminder
the
audience
land
that's who we're
of
talking about.
forgetfulness.
Just in a genius.
We have forgotten our true nature, and 24/7 we're being encouraged to forget and to remain in a state of self-identity amnesia. And that's what awakening is. What is awakening? Well, I woke up. Well, no one woke up. None of us have woken up. We are waking up. It's a process. And if you think you've got it, well, there's always more to know. Remember that, Socrates, etc. So, what is awakening? It is breaking out of only processing reality through the five senses and seeing that there is more to us than just the body. And then seeing that there is more to us than just the soul, if you go that far, and away you go. And what happens is that when you think limitation and you believe limitation and you self-identify with limitation, limitation is a low vibrational state because your perception of self is so limited. So your frequency is limited by your perception of limitation. And so those kind of people, they'll say things like, nothing ever happens in my life. My life's ever so boring, every day is the same. And all that. Yeah, because that's your perception becoming your experienced reality. But as you expand your self-identity, honestly, I see the gurus and I see the people, the spiritual teachers and all that stuff. And they so often they make it sound so complex. Oh, you have to go on a quest and you have to do this and you have to do that and you do this and drink the right tea. I've got no problem with people doing that if they want to do it. But it's complicating a simple process. Self-identity dictates your experience. Simple as that. You think little me, you'll have a little me life. Simple as that. And it goes in other ways too. Why? Because as you expand your self-identity, your sense of the I, and you move to a point where I am a point of attention within infinite reality, then I am infinite reality. As your self-identity expands, your sense of self, who you are, so your frequency expands. And as your frequency expands, you're moving into higher and higher levels of awareness, which that expansion of your own awareness, that's where it's taking you. And suddenly you're tapping in to levels of knowledge, awareness, intuitive knowing, insight, which isn't available on the lower frequencies. And what do they do when you tap into them and you say, hey, this is what I've discovered? They say, you're frickin' mad, you're a lunatic, you're dangerous. And all you are is tapping into levels of awareness that they're not tapping into. Not because you're special or more important than them, but you've remembered who you are. You are changing your sense of self-identity, and they are not. So they're an eddy, going round and round. Nothing ever happens in my life, it's ever so boring, every day's the same. When you go into levels of expanded awareness, no second is the frickin' same, never mind every day. Because you are tapping into levels of insight, awareness, possibility that are only available in these expanded higher frequencies of energy.
It's within your spirit.
Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Ethel on the checkout, you can frickin' do it.
It's within your spirit.
Can do it. But they don't want us to know.
You just
we
go back
can
to
do it.
second dimension, you
They
realize
want us
more
to
about
think,
what
I'm
you
just
are.
little me, I've got no power, I have to do what authority tells me. Why? Because they know best.
Does it take
Fuck,
effort
they
to do
don't.
it? Is it hard to do it? Do people have to push themselves to do it? Is it easy to go back to a little reality? Is it hard to go to expanded reality?